going. Edit some other stuff later for the other video. There we go. But yeah, that's one of the nicest things again about the build is just switching out any of the ultimates and also all the other utility skills to what you need. I definitely love keeping Mantra Solace, the judge's intervention, and also the purity as well for cleansing. But that number 9 for me, however, I love to switch out based on what I'm fighting. So if I want to test a fight out, see what the person's running, I use the Mantra of Potence. If I know I'm going against a thief that's got big damage, I'm going to go Mantra of Truth for those blinds. And then for like Necros or some really bad Condis for Mesmers and whatnot, I'll go like Mantra of Lore. Just try to cleanse all that crap they're going to toss at my way.
Oh, it's man. Basically, you're basically doing an HB job, but on a micro level. Like you're doing DPS with the side of being HB.
Exactly. That's basically what it is.
that Condi Clan spam is kind of OP.
Yeah.
In many scenarios.
You know, and a quick little history about the build too is like I actually received this build maybe about 2 years ago, I think. But instead of running with what's it called? Instead of running with Honor, it used to run with Radiance, so you can get more crit damage out of it. And also a little bit extra Condi as well, just a tiny bit, because Radiance at one point for the Righteous Instincts, instead of being 25% critical chance whenever you get Resolution, or at that time Retaliation, it would be a 50% increase to your crit chance. 50%. Used to be nuts back then. But ever since I discovered the Symbol brand, I can't help but stay on top of Honor from now on, and all along with Zeal to get some extra symbols on the ground. It's very, very helpful.
I'm actually least familiar with the Honor trade line. Like I play HB, I meant Radiance. I'm least familiar with the Radiance.
The Radiance one? Yeah, it's been mainly
Virtues HB.
Yeah, the Radiance ones especially is like mainly for like extra damage, both power and Condi wise. Because it's got a bunch of stuff for fire, it's got a bunch of stuff for cooldowns for like sword. Like mostly a lot of damage increase for one-handed weapons. Definitely a lot of fire, a lot of Condis in here. And then you also get some more might you can get in here as well. Ferocity, Virtue 1 skill transforms a little bit. Especially with Radiance, like if you kill a foe, your F1 will refresh itself upon killing a foe. So you can just keep spamming your book.
That one is dope, but I need to time it well.
Exactly.
I'm not good at DPS that much.
Yeah. So again, that's why I kind of stick with Honor instead, because it helps with healing. It also extends the duration of your symbols that you have on the ground. So this way you get more, not only more boons, but you also get more healing thanks to the Writ of Persistence, which improves your symbols on the ground. So like the doubles, like bigger sizes and increased duration and healing. Oh, so good. It's so good. Plus, it also helps pressure your opponent too, like big time, because a lot of people will absolutely panic the moment they see one of those symbols hit the ground, and they'll try to get out of it.
Yeah, I know that feel.
Yeah, and a lot of the time, Drakova, one of the guys that fights me the most, will get hit so hard with it, will try to run away, and that's usually the perfect timing to either try to do like a Chains of Light for a Scepter 3, or try hit them with like a Axe 2 or an Axe 3. They can't escape. At least not for very long.
Nice.
Especially with how big these symbols are too. That these are, even for my max size Guardian Norn here, it's still a really big circle.
Strength is mine.
Yeah.
Plus you get.
I think I ran that with my HB. I'm not sure. I haven't changed my trade lines for HB in a while.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
But it works just fine.
Yeah, it does.
If it works, I don't change it.
It's like, don't fix what ain't broken.
Yeah.
Unless you're a guard
Pretty
who's
much.
broken in, in every single way possible and you just abuse the system,
Yeah,
like I do.
Annette just loves guards. It's so obvious that Annette loves guards.
Oh, yeah. And then one of the nice things too was like I only recently decided to go ahead and switch the runes too. Like just like yesterday, I decided to switch them just for the fun of it. And nice little gem here. If you switch your ultimate to the uh, mantra of liberation, and you also have one of the trait lines that increases your or decreases the recharge time on your mantras. If you do it right, you'll have 20 seconds of recovery time on your mantra of liberation, which will proc the sixth trait of the rune of the ice, and which basically is like 7% damage towards chill foes. But you also surround yourself with a ice nova after using a elite skill, with a cooldown of 10 seconds.
What the hell?
Which for me is absolutely nuts because it's in one more condition I can constantly apply every 10 seconds.
What the hell?
It's actually
Which runes?
Hmm?
Which runes?
This is the superior rune of the ice. I am not the one who named this. That is the legit name. If it was up to me, I would cut the out of there.
Superior rune ice.
Plus, you also get some like extra vitality out of it, and you also get like, what is that? 30% chill duration.
Dope.
It's actually really funny because I got to use it a little bit last night, and seeing people trying to run from me with the chill effect is actually kind of funny because they're slowed pretty bad. And if you add the guardian trait line for the firebrand, the weighty terms, you also apply slow on them with one of your mantras.
Witty terms.
About every 10 seconds as well, so you get a double hitter with that one.
That's nice. I got that one.
Good.
Yeah, I got that one.
See, now the alternative for a lot of these other abilities too, for like these traits, like say if you want to do what this build was originally intended for, which was quickness, you could switch out get away from unrelenting criticism and go for the Liberator's Vow. Grant allies quickness when you use your heal skill. That's another option there, and also double that with get rid of weighty terms and go right for stalwart speed, which will give you even more quickness upon granting Aegis stability to anyone. And with your concentration, that's going to increase your quickness time by a lot, by a massive amount. Now, at least these ones, however, do not change in War vs. World. Like those two traits specifically do not change, so they stay at 3 seconds. However, the mantra of Potence does. It changes from 3 seconds to like 1 second for quickness. So it's gotten to the point where I rarely use it anymore. It sucks.
I see. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and switch those two back. But those two, however, switching to those two traits specifically will also reduce your damage, unfortunately, and reduce the amount of conditions you let out, because having unrelenting criticism, like it increases bleeding, like it gives you a lot of bleeding options on your axe skills, and it also dazes on the number 2, which, believe it or not, actually correlates into one of my other sigils that here I have on my character. Let's see, there it is. The Superior Sigil of Severance, or however you pronounce that. I am bad with words. Upon interrupting an enemy, you gain up to 250 precision and ferocity for 4 seconds, depending on the level, with a cooldown of 1 second. Every 1 second you can interrupt a foe or knock them down or something, you get that ability, which increases your ferocity and precision. It's nasty.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh, that's how I hit people so hard to half the time, is just because that one ability alone. And all I need to do is at least interrupt one person. That's all I need to do. One person is all that's needed.
Even in a group of people, you only need to interrupt one person.
And that's when the real damage...
Word reward is practically all the time.
all the time.
It's a 99% chance
Yep,
to
and so
interrupt
long
someone in a Zerg.
and so long as you have that trait in there, you have 3 interrupts in that one in your toolkit here for your axe shield. So you got 2, you got axe 3 and shield 5, which all do interrupts. But wait, there's more. You go right into your book of fire, and you have another interrupt on tome 3. Just
Yeah.
pull people in. That's an interrupt right there with a short cooldown if you stay on it. Or you can make this even better. Switch to tome 3 and do the taunt skill, which is another condition which will interrupt foes as well. So you're just constantly in. By the way, the severance does not stack in seconds or in duration. It just resets itself to 4 seconds every time. So you got to time your stuff correctly, so long as you're still wielding your axe and shield. But it's still pretty funny when it happens, when it lands correctly. And I absolutely
How
do.
did you come up with this?
Well, 2 years does a lot to a person when you keep playing the same build. All I really do, I constantly review my character, like maybe once or twice a week. I'll go through all my abilities, make sure I'm reading every detail to a certain extent, just be a little nuts with it, really. And that's kind of the other joy too, because I constantly go through a lot of runes too, like maybe like
Well,
once a month.
having full legendary on really makes it easier to try stuff out.
It does actually.
I'm still building my bug actually. Uh, how do I say this? Surpassed me. I can no longer catch up to bug. I'm doing my leggy on
Good.
raids, but it's taking some time
Yeah,
because
Bugs, he's
the
working really
game
hard on
time
that
gate.
raid stuff.
Yeah, I I too am working hard. I started before he did, but I got caught up in some studies and shit. But
Yeah,
yeah, it
real
takes
life.
it's all about the time gated stuff. Like doing Aurora was
Mm,
the worst leggy
yeah,
work ever.
that definitely was the
I
worst. And
hated them. I hated those maps the
uh,
most. The jumping puzzles, the hearts, the time gated stone thingies. Oh my god, I
and the
hated
hinge
all
away
of
from
that.
home achievement and whatnot. Oh,
Me and Rianon, we call it unhinged away from home because of that
accurate.
the state of mind that we had at the end of it.
Yeah, it was not. Oh, it's just not a good time. Sure, it was worth it in the end, 100% to get that legendary, but it's just too
Uh,
painful.
I'm one battle, a gift of battle away from it.
Oh, there
I
you
have
go.
everything else except the gift of battle.
Yeah, at least it's an easy one. You just pop like an experience booster, which give you like more reward
Uh,
track gain, and you also pop if you happen to have it. The Black Lion boosters can help, and if you also happen to have it,
I actually have all my boosters since I've started playing this game. I've never used any booster. I've been playing for like a year and so, and I've never used any booster. I kept them all on on another tune because I thought I would need them late game.
it's like yeah,
So
I'm
basically, I just have a stash of boosters unused.
yeah, I'm constantly using boosters, like especially like the celebration bonuses. I have like tons of those, like another 11, and every single one of those provides a day of bonuses. Really, of like a day time like of gameplay,
Bruh.
and especially when it gives like a 10% bonus to reward tracks, and the XP booster will give you a 50% boost, and then the Black Lion one will
I should start
give you
using those.
25. Yeah, I recommend it. It will help with a lot of stuff. Personal opinion. Ah,
Let's see.
oh, what else have we got here? Oh, and I guess another thing that can help too is is more in the options setting. Don't know what you have for a user interface. Let's see. I'm gonna do a screen share with Discord here real quick. Go live. There we
Looks
go.
like not many people are interested in learning guard.
Right, it's like, I want more people here to learn, but they're not here.
Well, Tippy said he's in a meeting now, so he'll be late to the show.
TP, you're fired! Yeah, and then poor Bug, he had to, it's like, I think he said that was 5 a.m. his time by when this thing was supposed to start.
Well, it's basically 2 a.m. in mine,
Ugh,
like on the other side of the globe.
ugh, ugh.
Yeah, I probably won't be around for the rest of the training because I have work tomorrow.
Ugh. Yeah, and it's probably not gonna last too terribly long either, honestly.
Yeah, you need people for that.
Let's see. All right, and do you see my screen on Discord? Don't know if you have like a dual screen or not, but
Let's see. I don't have dual screen, but I can watch.
okay. Cause yeah, here's a lot of my options. It's like, oh, let's go auto loot. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Where's the camera stuff? A lot of stuff I have checked off, especially like use free camera and enable camera teleportation to really make things move along faster, and also increasing your field view to the maximum you can, so you can keep a better eye on allies, especially when you can go like this far out from your character, especially on even a tall character too.
I didn't know this was a customizable option.
Thank
Whenever
goodness
I
it
need
is.
this view, I just scroll out.
Exactly, and even like
to remove it
enabling
again.
the way to view your other players like health bar, so you can keep track of where they're at. Especially, I think it's supposed to do different stuff for. Yeah, you get a bigger health bar once you're in party or squad. It also helps a little bit more to keeping an eye on other people's boons and whatnot. It's like, oh hey, what does he need? He needs stability. Slap him. Doesn't take much. Bam, just slapped. Oh, and by the way, that was my Frost Nova I just activated too by pressing my ultimate. Which, by the way, fun fact, I noticed that when I hit somebody with Frost Nova on my ultimate, it's a 7-second condition because of my expertise. 7 seconds.
How? Wait. How do we do that?
Let's go ahead up to the arena real quick. We go. Ooh, do that in party. I go up to that waypoint and show you that the damage itself, so you can also see the condition. I'm gonna go to blue team if you want to go to like red or free for all.
Do you require my...
Just show you the damage for it. It's a quick little thing too. Probably get your Aegis out of the way here real quick. Just one tap. There we go. And then
Wait, what? How?
that's that rune I
Where
was
did I
talking
get
about.
this from? Oh, the Rune of Ice.
Yep. And then I can just do it again too. I was out of range for that one, but I still hit you with the slow though. So yeah, in this again, it recharges like every 10 seconds. See, in that time it wasn't even activated. There it is. And you're blind, and poisoned, and crippled, and weakened. Just a push of a button. That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
I've beaten you.
Same rule. Not the same rule, though.
Close to time. No, I'm not ready.
Bruh.
See, like I said,
You
it's a
let your
good
guard
build.
down.
It's a good build.
You let your guard down.
Yeah.
Either that or you weren't serious.
I definitely wasn't serious. As you notice, I didn't activate a single
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. Yeah, Rhiannon is with us.
There we go.
Embrace it.
But yeah, like I said, that chill effect, man. Especially when you're like, got this one, and then you switch to my scepter, which also has it too. Ah, it's a nasty piece of work.
I know. uh, like I sucked at DPSing in
Low.
my other guild, and I used this against one of the toughest guys we have, and I kicked his ass.
It's a
I loved
nasty
it.
build, I'm telling you.
I know. I love it.
Like
Uh,
it just works so well, and especially if you know the combos of all your every single trait and sub trait, you're gonna do a lot of work on people very quickly.
yeah. We should spar with Rhea now.
Celestial, Guardian Celestial build?
Yeah.
Yeah. Currently just sitting up here in the guild
The
hall. And...
weird, the weird build.
The weird build, yeah.
The strange build that's never been conceived before. No meta has ever laid its eyes upon it.
I haven't seen it anywhere.
Come
I
spar
have
with us.
Celestial on my Elementalist, but that's all.
You should try it on guard.
Yeah, it's just
what I love about it, it doesn't need that much skill.
it really doesn't. No, the only thing it really needs from its user
very
is
unga.
all it really needs is just speed. That's all it really needs. Is just a fast player.
I love it.
Oh.
It's just a sandwich that you keep stacking shit inside of it.
Do
Exactly.
you need a good ping for this build? Because I don't have that. I really don't have that.
Oh jeez.
Well,
All right, now you went back to blue team. Probably just smash the two builds against each other to see how well they can actually really stand up to each other.
well, you do have the Rune of the Ice, so it's kind of an advantage.
What?
But I doubt
No.
even with that advantage, even without that advantage, I doubt I could even beat you with your own build.
I'm just here to
Bow. Slash
I do
bow.
not have any celestial build on my Guardian.
You should get one.
Do
You
it.
have
I have
exotic, I think.
Minstrel. I only have Minstrel and Berserk.
Yeah, but you do have exotics select stats.
I do.
Well, at least with Berserk, you can always do one of my core guard builds with Scepter and Staff mainly. It's actually pretty funny when you see a bunch of people just
You can-
clumped up and you just spam them hard.
You can play
Berserk
Firebrand with
is
Berserker?
Hmm?
You can play Firebrand with Berserker?
You can, but I always recommend like doing like a core guard instead.
I see. How? Which build exactly?
Oh, this is one
I
of
don't
the
see-
one of
Are
the
you talking PvP, World vs. World, Open World?
mainly
Wait,
War vs. World.
What?
Yeah, there's currently a meta build right now for Power Guard, and it's mainly using Staff as your primary weapon, and then Scepter
How?
and like Focus.
How is Staff a good power weapon for guard? For
I'll
core
show
guard?
you real quick, actually. Where is it? There
That
it
sounded
Sick.
threatening. That sounded threatening.
is. It's like, when in doubt, use it, right? Oh, that's the
Like,
great
it's-
sword.
As an HB, I use the staff the most. And all I can think about is the heals. for
Oh,
the
there it is.
staffs.
Alright, so I just popped that Aegis real quick. By doing one of those. Doing one of these. Especially when he... and he explodes!
Bruh.
Oh my god.
Like I
Bruh.
said.
I wanna try it. I wanna try it.
Bruh.
Oh no.
This
Oh
is
no.
a staff. This is a goddamn staff.
It's a staff! And it's powerful!
I use it to heal. It's made to heal with guard.
Come on, kill me.
What
Kill
traits do
me.
you have?
Give me a second
What
here.
traits do you have with it?
Such
Give me the
might.
build for this one.
No, no. Easy. Focus. That's the focus.
By the way, can you burst with Scepter?
If you do everything correctly, yes, you can. But it has to be all perfectly synchronized. And as much as I hate to say it, you have to do certain rotations with it. I hate rotations so much.
Like scepter. I do not like scepter at all. You can't cleave with that. You cannot cleave, you cannot burst. I hate it. I hate it.
Let's see, we'll go ahead and back up a little bit and we'll get out of combat. Ooh. Or at least that one will anyway. But yeah, scepter is like one of the primary dueling weapons too. It's a very big one.
I love the plethora of conditions
There we go.
this build gives. You get this condition, this condition, this condition. You get all of the conditions.
Yeah, I got 25 seconds of yeah.
4% health in a dream.
But I really need the build. Is it the same build for this one?
No, it's completely different. Let's see here. I have to grab it here. Copy build template.
Is there an equivalent for it in PvP?
For
yeah,
the
I think
PvP
this
one? For
might
the...
be good in PvP. This core guard build. But I hate PvP, so I can't say.
Really? Virtues? Virtues? Really?
Yep, virtues. That's where it's at, man. But there's a reason for it, though.
Like, virtues... mainly for regeneration and heals. Why would you need that for a core power?
So you can increase your strike damage by 20% while you have Aegis.
What the hell?
So I just have to make you, yeah, build it.
Such might.
No skill. No skills allowed. No! I just go to attack.
It's that potent.
We're getting our asses kicked.
I wasn't even trying. But there's no point in trying.
The worst part is I haven't even used a virtue yet.
Bruh.
So,
This build doesn't even make sense to me. What runes do you use with this?
Let's see else.
Stand your ground.
Keep running. Keep running. Alright, for the runes for this one, I had this one set currently on Rune of the Eagle. Increase ferocity, deal 10% increased strike damage to targets with less than 50% health.
This one is full berserker, right?
Yep. Well, it's got some marauder
Black
bits and
items.
pieces too, just in case for like survivability.
Bro, what the hell?
do you play quick firebrand?
I have. That's
All
actually what that's where
all
the
firebrands can play it. All
yeah.
firebrands can play it. It's just one spell that you pop.
Because that's one type
it's-
of guardian I want to play.
You can play any guard with the
No,
with
I can't
full
play
quickness.
any.
with full quickness. Just pop, feel my wrath. Just that easy.
Let's see if I switch back to my other one here real quick. Give me like a hot minute. Ah, still in combat. Hold on. Whoop. And out of combat.
Oh,
Yes. On purpose, so I could get out of combat.
what happens when you fall? Do you die?
If you have a glider, no, you won't.
Let's find out. Whoop. You don't die.
Nice.
Alright, and then
Hi.
here's the actual OP build too.
Rune of the Eagle.
Slash bow and we can start.
Let's have a free for all.
No,
How do I access
let's
free for all?
let's not.
Ah, free for all coordinator.
Oh my god. I hate those. No. I'm not here. I'm a failure.
Menacing. And no, I didn't mean.
feels nice. Faster.
Oh, the room. Room of the ice. Definitely.
I've beaten you, but you don't know it yet.
Knowledge is power.
Is he blocking everything? Is he blocking everything?
Yep.
Help! I don't have long.
And there it is.
No, 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 no. I won't need it. Oh, I can heal you. Or can I? Oh no, I can only finish you.
No.
Oh, it's deadly.
How did you proc the block so often?
Yeah, yeah. How
So
do you block
frequently?
so much?
I'm doing block infinitely.
Wink.
It's the same build that I'm running, basically, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I know it's Mantra of Solace, but
And Shield of
not
Wrath.
Shield of Wrath. Why?
It has
Yeah.
3
Yeah,
blocks, and it also does Condi Cleanse.
but that has a pretty long cooldown, I think.
Yep, 35-second cooldown. Which, by the way, welcome over to the chat there, Springfire. I'll seize you.
That's Dorothy, I think.
Yep,
I'm just sitting here watching.
entertaining
Come
herself,
on,
as
come
one
down
does.
here. Come get your ass kicked.
Unfortunately, she knows better.
And sometimes he just kills me for no reason.
Wanna spar?
Yeah, you two should totally spar too. Yep, do it.
No.
That's the best way to learn.
Stop it! You teleported onto me, but you didn't do any damage.
Yeah, I'm not trying.
Because I had my Aegis. You should have broke that before.
I'm just running around, really.
I wanna learn my Weaver this way. Not my Guardian. Stop it! Stop it!
Yep, conditions for days.
No, no. Stop it! Stop
Structural
it!
integrity compromised. And that's how amazing I am.
It's just an evil build, 100%. And it
That's
also,
not a
unfortunately, it specializes in hunting DHs too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no fear.
Unlucky me, I guess.
Like most
What if
DHs
I
will like
say-
absolutely hate
it's
this
not-
build.
It's not fun if you don't fight back.
How do I kill the build? Your build. How do I kill it?
Well, the best option is usually the easiest
Boom,
option
boom
is to
corruption.
have 2 people. One person goes power, the other goes condition. The build itself can't compensate
What
with,
if
for
I
both.
play a hybrid Weaver?
Let's see. You're gonna have to find a way to deal with most of those conditions because a lot of those conditions are gonna pin you down and keep you busy while taking away your health, taking your utility away, and well, at the same time, you also gotta make sure you're backing out and line of sighting the Guardian tune as best you can, and hope the Guardian doesn't realize that most of his abilities can go right through objects like that one, or even one of my personal favorites too. Which is
Grace is mine.
I can reach
Yeah.
him with my Axe 3.
Yeah,
Just from
actually,
this
that
spot.
X3 curve
It does.
actually works.
Yeah, it's kind of like a...
It's not just an animation.
Uh-huh, it's basically a
Actually, it's
cone.
not- It was an animation.
This is proof that Annette loves Guardians way too much.
Hmm.
Way too
Yeah,
much.
I told him that earlier.
So yeah, it's just a really nasty build. It 100% is a very nasty build. It used to be just as good too when it used to have retaliation when somebody would do too much damage to you and they actually ended up killing themselves, but that's no longer an option.
Yeah, they removed that boon.
Mm-hmm. It just
And
pleases
Sinclair
me.
wanna
there's
spar.
no way for me to kill you fast enough so I don't die to the conditions.
Hit them
Because you're
harder.
healing.
Yeah, you just really gotta dig in really hard and just go right at them as fast as and as hard as possible before they can do anything. But
Wait,
because
no.
of the
And
okay,
and pray they don't block every single attack.
Yeah, I know. The problem with my hybrid weaver is that I have to place every single skill in the rotation
Mhm.
to do the maximum damage. So if you block one of these skills in the rotation, the whole thing is basically useless.
Exactly. And it's even worse when a guardian's using Mantra of Truth, which also provides a blind.
Oh, I love the Mantra of Truth.
So you got 3 blinds, you got 3 blocks with one ability, you got another 3 blocks with another ability, and you're in the natural block.
Mantras are unfair if you think about them.
Mm.
This is sad. This is so sad.
Now, if you really want
I
to
love
test out
Guardian.
that Firebrand build, I'll go get you a different challenge rather than the same one. Let's see, where is he? Ah, there he is.
Drink fire, wanna spar?
She
Drink.
she has she has a necro, I think. Oh my god! Oh my god! Do you outplay necros easily with this build?
You can,
Yeah.
actually, if you just switch your...
Yeah, it works well against. You just have to not boon yourself while they're corrupting.
Yep, that's correct.
You have to really wait it out till the last minute, till they run out of boon corruption.
And that's
They-
one of the
they
nice
have
things
to
about
do
that
all of their
middle
poisons.
button on your utilities, too. It converts every single condition to boons.
But you have to make sure they apply
Two
every
after one.
possible condition on you before you change it. You need to make sure they don't have a possibility for comeback outplay their corruption.
All right, now
It's
here...
the first thing I tried out in World versus World against the Necro. It works really well. I loved it.
Because I hate them so much, and I hate thieves. I hate thieves. One shot
The only the only
are
class I still struggle against is Mesmer. With any build, any build.
Yeah, the build you're using right now, perfect for Mesmers.
I still can't have to play them with
Right.
it.
So if you want to hop back into one of the teams real quick, and I'll show you a real difficulty for the Guardian.
Ominous as usual.
Slash bow.
Gave it my all.
Like I said, it works, even against a Power Ranger. Heh, Power Ranger.
Power Ranger.
Go get him, bird! Kick his butt!
I've only just realized the pun. Holy shit.
That bird don't like you. Get off my lawn!
I need assistance.
you just activate this build. You put the gear, you post it on Discord, and then you just spit your mantras at the person in front of you.
Correct.
And save the contemplation of purity until you're sure they no longer have any conditions to apply, or just meager conditions to apply.
Yep.
It's extremely important against boon corruptors like Necros.
It really is, and you'll constantly apply yourself the boons too, just like at all times. Like you don't really have to worry about it too much.
Yeah. and you try to time your blocks well with a mantra of Solace, which I find kind of difficult without my HP build. It needs some time to get used to.
For me at this point, it's almost second nature to when do I need to block and blind. I don't even think about it. I just do it. It's like poof, done.
Block and blind.
Block and blind.
Sounds like a mantra.
Probably do another round here with the ranger.
Lipith, you really need at least one guard build that you can DPS with optimally like this one.
I feel
Well, I'll
furious.
try this little. I'll try it. And if
My
it's
pain
easy,
It's Unga Bunga. It doesn't require many rotations. It's very Unga Bunga.
because I'm very used to long,
You've been struck.
tedious rotations with the elemental.
Knowledge
If I can just drone my head onto the keyboard and kill everybody, that would be nice.
This is basically that build. I might as well throw my head onto the keyboard right now.
Poof.
I'm not even playing
Come here.
the way I play my HB,
Someone
like
help me.
100% seriously.
So yes, that build, very dangerous, very good, very nice to have.
I want to try it and
learn
then
it.
now. I only do
Uh,
ability and then easily
If you have the
counter it.
exotics to spare, go for it. 10 on 10.
No,
I'm slowly
Gear doesn't- Gear
I'm
doesn't
slowly
matter.
switching it to ascended. Slowly.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Nice thing about having full legendaries.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so long. That
Flex.
takes so much time.
The people watching this video are going to expect to flex at some point, so I might as well do it now. Flex.
Where's the flex?
This
Where is
guild, this LLFG guild is all about flexing. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Everyone
Oh.
is flexing.
Are you linking all of your legendary?
Nope, just flexing in voice. It's like,
Okay.
oh, all these legendaries right here.
Because every time I switch the tab to the guild tab, there's somebody linking something purple.
Speaking of which, I now have a 4th legendary rune.
Oh my god.
This sounds so dope.
It really
how
is.
How much does the legendary rune cost?
It fluctuates pretty often. I think today I only spent maybe about 200 gold a day just to get it. It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually
It's
cheap.
not.
It's one of the easier items to get too, honestly. And there's like, you need like 6 runes. Yes, the sigils are going to be more the problem. The sigils are usually more expensive, and you gotta have a grand total of 8 of them. 4 for your land weapons and 4 for your water weapons.
Oh, nobody gives a
I do not give a fuck.
I've been playing fractals for the most part, and I still don't have an underwater exotic gear.
Ugh,
Let's not talk about ascended. I'm talking exotic.
gross. There's even a
This is
bug.
a
Bugs
target
on mine.
though, and it doesn't even have any infusion, it's any upgrade.
Who cares about underwater fighting?
Probably won't be saying that long if the next expansion does something about it.
I do care in Warfus as well when I die underwater.
Like Bay, for instance.
You rarely play underwater in World vs. World.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have a choice.
Gets kind of like one of the next ones too to talk about would be just real quick is the support guard or the heal brand. Where's his
Oh.
gear at? There it is.
my first, my first and most played class as of yet.
This is absolutely necessary for every build.
Yep.
Gotta have
Yeah,
it. If you
I
don't
use
have it, you're
this
wrong.
instead.
I told you, I always tell
I
you, hollow
use this one
ground is
instead.
superior.
It's not.
It's superior.
It's not.
It's definitely
Why
Thunder
is it
superior when you
Ground
superior?
is
especially already have a stun break right
five
there.
people stab.
Why is it superior?
Because in World vs. World, you can only apply it to 5 people. 5 people
Ah,
are.
yeah, for sure. Uh,
And then you,
I haven't really played uh, Healbrand and Firebrand in general in Word versus Word that long, but yeah, for the number of targets, yeah, of course. But I use it mostly for scenarios where I need to stabilize just 5 people. Only recently I use it for like strikes or raids to stabilize 10 people.
and it's also
But
good
even
for the
then,
stun
I
break
can
too.
still manage. Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I
Stand
usually
your
put
ground,
my
stand your ground, stun breaks too.
yeah, and this is why I usually have Mantra of Liberation with it too, so I can have Hollowed Ground and Liberation.
I
Makes it really nice.
actually,
Even more so when you have a Signet of Judgment to reduce all sources of incoming damage.
yeah.
It also depends on what foods you pair with it as well. Personally, I love food that provide less incoming damage.
I actually rarely use the Signet of Judgment.
Yeah, it's actually really nice.
Usually I heal brand with 3 mantras, Solace, Potence, and Lore. Uh, I have Sig and Feel My Wrath. I usually play these, but uh, mostly in PvE content. I haven't actually explored Firebrand in Word versus Word that much.
And I also constantly, I have a separate build too that's completely different. It's like it's not a heal brand, it's not a Condi brand, it's not a power brand or anything. It's just a full tank. It's my basically my I call it my commander
Minstrels,
build. So
a
this way,
minstrels build, a minstrels build.
yeah, it's what the heal brand's for. But this one actually relies on Sentinel gear, which gives you
Why?
toughness, vitality, and everything else that helps you block stuff for. All because I
It's
could need
just
to
when you have a commander tag and you just need to get into the wave, the red
exactly.
wave.
Basically, to pull a
Toughness,
Theo,
vitality, and what?
vitality, toughness, and power. Power, usually I think is like the main one. I think, or is vitality the main one?
Minstrels, it's a lot tankier.
It is. It has
But
healing, but you also negate a lot more
Sentinels
incoming damage.
Sentinels is more like offensive tank, and Minstrels is like a defensive tank
Let's see, Sentinel.
because it switches the
Oh
power
no,
for
it's
healing,
vitality.
power, and concentration.
So vitality is the primary one on Sentinels. Power and toughness are the secondary two. And power's
I
there
use
just to help increase damage by a little bit.
Dragon Hunter. Can I play it that way? Like tanky power?
Probably not for
DH?
DH. No, I'd probably still go with like something like maybe like
Firebrand,
Marauders for.
Firebrand, the superior guard spec.
I want something that's aggressive and really tanky.
See,
Firebrand.
I noticed that mainly Marauders are usually used for DHs.
DH, yeah. Or the other one. There's another build I've seen for DH. Valkyrie, I think.
Let's see, I can't think of what the other one would be because DH is not one of my strong suits because it's like I don't play it very often. Too much prep time, in my opinion.
DH is good for cleaving and initial burst, but when it draws out, you're handicapped basically.
Yeah,
You need to burst with it. You need to end the fight
Yeah.
quickly.
very
Yeah,
quickly.
you need to kill quickly.
Also, you need a lot of many conditions to meet. You need to position correctly. You need to have the enemy positioned correctly.
No,
You need to keep them there long enough.
it's the easiest for me to play in PvE but in World vs. World, I never bring my DH.
Yeah, and
But
even
I
in
think if I found a way to make it fun in World vs. World, I would play it.
yeah, and even in SPVP, it's like I play like normally a core guard, and even with that core guard, I specifically single out either revenants or DHs.
Thank you.
It's like, oh hey, that's a DH. I'm gonna go jump on top of that one with my short sword and focus, and just not let up. It's what I do.
Yeah, that's what most people do, I think, because when I do play PvP, which is not often, but when I do, I often die to Gorgar.
Gorgar, they're super OP in PvP.
They
Against
are.
PvP.
They're very OP. That's why I
Like,
enjoy it so much.
there's like three core guard builds that are different from each other, but all of them are super OP. Like there's
Yeah,
this
I
one
mean,
called
we
Radiant Sword.
Yep, that's the
Like
one I usually use.
really,
the three of us, we are three guardians, but it's like we're playing three different classes, basically.
That's how it
well, I'm a
goes.
like-
firebrand. If you play firebrand, you can find the middle ground with any other firebrand, no matter the kind of firebrand you have.
Yep.
But
I
the
wanna
age is not
try.
for me.
I wanna try it in PvE first.
Try this one,
Yeah.
the one we have currently, the
You roll your
celestial,
hands on your keyboard, Bill.
the Unga Bunga celestial.
Oh
I
god.
just love it. It works so well. It just doesn't have an equivalent in SPVP. That's my only issue with it.
Yeah, it's been removed in SPVP. Like, there's no longer any
I can see
celestial in
why.
it.
I can see why.
Otherwise, the celestial gear would get the expertise and the concentration in SPVP. So that's why they're like, yeah, we're not gonna do that anymore. It's been removed. Makes me kind of sad. I was gonna use it
So,
too.
People,
do you play it full Celestial?
nope.
You can if you
Harriers
want
gears
to.
with everything else celestial.
It's like, yeah, right now I usually run it with weapons and accessories are usually celestial, but you can also run armor as Harriers instead of celestial. In fact, that's actually what the build used to be. Originally, is just Harriers, which is power, healing, and concentration. The reason why it was the Harriers is to increase your concentration as much as you can to really pump out quickness and keep quickness as long as possible. And the reason why you want quickness so bad is in PvP and War vs. World, you get 150 condition damage, healing power, and vitality each, so long as you have quickness. And that's what
Might
really
wanna
makes
have
it
to
potent.
repeat that.
I mean,
I'll
is
have
that
to
like
download
a standard boon in these game modes?
Quickness
Like,
itself,
you get
or basically, yeah, quickness is a standard for firebrands because it increases your stats, or at least 3 of them, by a set amount.
It's the, it, no
Imbued
matter the
haste.
kind of firebrand you play, you will have to run a quickness at some level.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whether
do
with
you
a
run
mantra or
your Fractal Firebrand Healer build?
I also use the same build
firebrands,
for fractals. Yep.
firebrands need quickness in all game modes,
They
whether for
do.
themselves or for everyone.
Then Guardians also have a lot of casting time abilities too, which take a while to fully activate. So that's another reason why I have quickness as well.
Yep. Like I've just recently learned to cast quickness before I cast pre-boon in fractals, which was really late for me. I should have learned that a lot earlier.
Oof.
But it really makes pre-boon quicker, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah,
So yeah,
honestly,
the moral of the story, Rhiannon, you need the firebrand build. This one,
I mean,
the Unga
I
Bunga.
can do one right now.
If you can spare the exotics.
I do.
It's like, yeah, you can always start with the exotics. You'll lose out on like 5% of stats with Ascended,
Yeah.
but I would definitely recommend exotics first. Get used to the
I did it
build.
with exotics just to get a feel of the build, because exotics are like a dime a dozen. But now that I'm comfortable with it, I'm slowly switching to Ascended,
So it's
one gear at a
full
time.
gear plus celestial
Yeah, it's
accessories,
like
but
you can start off with Celestials for sure if you want to, but if you ever decide like, hey, I'm not doing enough like raw damage and like strike damage basically, or I'm not getting off enough healing, you can always switch over to like Harriers.
I did Harriers, just like you pointed out, like exotics on Harriers and
But only really
celestial.
change
no,
the
Ascended
armor
on
out.
Harriers. Yeah.
Yeah, the armor is the only one you want to change out for other stats. Everything else, like weapons and trinkets, you want to keep as Celestial. And heck, I even have Celestial food.
There's celestial food.
There is Celestial food.
I did not know that.
Oyster soup.
It's really
Oh, yeah.
good stuff. You get 10%.
I see a lot in Robus as well. This
Yeah.
specific kind of food.
So yeah, you reduce the incoming damage. You also get 45 stats to all attributes. You get a bunch of boosters with it too. Very important,
Yeah.
must have.
You had this food against Theo the last time you fought, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that fight.
Did he ever kill you?
Not anymore.
He did. At some point. He did.
It was like long time ago, but even like then the fights would last like 15 minutes.
Oh my god.
Like
It got to the point where he started surrendering and at 8 minutes. He's
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm done. I'm done." It's like, ah,
I
like a
would
tug of
surrender.
war.
because yeah, it's like
No, you won't. No, you
more
wouldn't.
for as long as
You
I've
know
played my
how-
guardians, like I've learned to be very as stubborn as possible and I just keep going. I do not stop no matter what. Even if I have to chase a scrapper clear across all of EB, I will. And I have done so, by the way. A scrapper was literally running away from me this entire time, and I kept chasing. I did not stop. He took me from red side to green side to blue side. I just kept going. It didn't matter whether or not there was another person chasing me or not.
Every time he got far enough, you used judge's intervention, right?
Yep.
It's very frustrating.
And I could tell he was getting very upset that this guardian would not stop.
They put some distance and it just whoop, just judge's intervention.
Yep, and every time he'd try to mount up, I'd be right behind him with my own mount and timing my dismount very carefully. Poor guy. I think I chased him for like 20 minutes.
Oh my god. Oh my. I would literally log off. I would log off the game.
Like,
It's like this arena right here. I've been
How
training
do you
in this
survive?
arena for several years since Path of Thorns have come out. Basically. And just not stopping. Sure, I used to die a ton, by the way, in this very arena. Like, I would lose so many battles until I finally got this build.
no,
Yep.
came along and got it for
And
free.
now you're just giving it for free.
It's like, hey, you want to build, kids? Here you go, free builds. They light things on fire. Be very careful with the matches. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I mean,
at this point, I'm
But
just
it's a
tossing it out like
double-edged
candy.
sword. If you give it around and you fight people with it, you know exactly how to counter it.
Exactly. That and
And how do you counter it?
counter it. It's like I said before. It usually helps when you have a second person that can help you, and both of you like are running opposite kind of builds. Like one runs Condi, the other one runs Power, and you two stay far apart from each other too. the moment you clump up, that firebrand's gonna capitalize on people clumping up.
Mm,
With that earlier rune of ice, right?
Yep, that helps with it, but it's not the core of it. The
I
main
mean,
reason is because of all the symbols you can
now,
place down all at once.
Mine.
yeah, it just keeps spitting out conditions everywhere, so of course it's gonna land on them if they're stacked.
Yeah, and this is also
On both.
perfect for minion builds too, like romancers and the mesmers.
How? Also,
You just burn
Because,
everything down very quickly.
yeah,
Like there's one time Drakova actually had all of his minions out, and he had all the traits for specializing in minions, and I burned them down in about 5-7 seconds, ish,
holy shit. How? What?
by snapping my fingers.
so he basically was stripped naked.
Basically, and that there goes all of his siphon life. So
Mm,
he just got melted right afterwards.
nice.
That's true.
So yeah,
You need
it's
this build,
extremely
Ria.
bad.
I mean,
You need
it's
this build. You need it.
it's
You need it.
inspired in this particular firebrand build that all I can think about is I'm gonna learn to play the hybrid weaver so well that I'm gonna kill this build.
You can certainly try. Bug's tried it. He's failed. Sorry, Bug.
I was
I know you're gonna be
there.
watching this
I was
video
there. I
soon.
saw it. I saw him fail.
I think Bud runs his weaver on Celestial, but if I wanna down this build, I don't think Celestial is the best option for the weaver.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
gonna
know.
need some variety.
It makes
Mm,
sense for a celestial build to be the only thing that downs a celestial build.
Now, however, I will note that anything that can tank, like super tank, this build will not kill it. Guaranteed, you will not kill anybody if they're a tank.
Uh, a tank herald does actually work well against this build
Yeah, and
because
even like
heralds already tank well enough without being tanky.
yeah, and there's also like a
Specific.
spellbreaker earlier this morning too that I was having to fight. Yeah, I just couldn't kill him because he was a tank. Couldn't kill me either,
Yeah,
but
it was a useless fight.
pretty much, just stalling for time. And I waited for like 4 of my buddies to come in to come take care of him.
Just buying time.
Just buying time.
I mean, I guess if I CC you enough with a weaver,
No, no,
Well,
no,
here's this
no,
one, there's that, and there's that. There's 5
don't-
stun breakers right there.
no, no. Like I said, you wait out your opponent to cast all of his conditions, then you.
Yeah, it's like as soon as your opponent uses up all their stuff, then you can really start doing a bunch of interrupts. But a
They
calm
can
guard
even
like
get you down
myself,
to 10% of your health, and you just pop out all of your mantras, and whoop, you're back to 100% and no conditions.
every time.
Actually, those conditions will become boons.
Every time, too.
It's nuts. It's really nuts. I love it on Word versus Word.
as a
I really do.
weaver, I can give myself a ton of boons too, so
Yeah, and
I
this
mean,
build doesn't have any boon strips
Yeah,
on it, so.
but Annette doesn't like Weaver enough to give it an easy boon. Like Weaver, you have to go through tons of
no,
rotations.
Annette doesn't like the elementalists. I mean, they like the elementalists. That's why
Not
they
not enough to make it easy.
yeah, it made it not easy.
But it still remains the biggest DPS in the game.
Yeah.
Like it has the 3 top DPS builds. Like it
Yeah.
has Monopoly. Like
Mhm.
every time I played any mode ever with a Weaver who knew exactly how to play his class, it was the smoothest run ever.
Oh yeah.
Like on fractals, wherever I find a weaver on T4 fractals,
Bosses, yes.
it's a quick dailies, because T4 fractals aren't very forgiving for players who don't know how to play weaver.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go with weaver without mastering it on T4 uh,
Yeah, because
fractals.
if you wanna do the maximum damage, you lose on sustainability, so it's very squishy.
And like they survive. I don't know how they survive with that kind of build. I know as an HB I can be healing and all, but uh, they play while positioning themselves
Yeah,
all
yeah,
around the place.
Mm-hmm.
They don't stick around in the same place for me to heal enough. So for them to survive the mechanics and dish out that much damage is unfathomable to me. It's
because
just something
Weaver
else.
has a lot of mobility as a class. A Weaver has a lot of mobility, so
But
because
not a lot of sustainability, which is weird, which is like difficult
Always
to
difficult.
manage. How
I
can
mean,
you
when I'm on
move
my
around?
Weaver, never seem to be able to keep up with me. Always say, you are all over the map. Where are you?
Yeah, it's just one of those frustrating moments. I always as a healer, it's like, please guys, all you have to do is just stand next to me and you'll be healed for full health guaranteed. And some people are not completely aware of that, or sometimes they don't even keep track of the person's position, which is why it's very important to be very flashy. You
Yeah.
cannot miss me in a Zerg. You cannot
Yeah.
miss me.
Well, I picked an Azura for this role, so it defeats the entire purpose of being flashy. You can hardly see an Azura.
So yeah, that's again, it's
So I
just like,
kind of shot myself in the foot in that.
I mean, I did pick an Asura because I remember when I used to play other MMOs, and generally speaking, in big Zerg PvP, which is the equivalent of World versus World in here,
Mhm.
the targeting is single target. The targeting system. There were areas of damage, AoEs, but